Hello Capricorn, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who have been here before, and to those of you who are new here, thank you very much for coming over and checking out my channel. My name is Colette and my channel is called Inspiring Life Changes, and I'm here today to do a reading for Capricorns who are Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp Capricorns. If you don't know where those placements are, Capricorn, there will be a free natal link in the description box down below for you to go and check out for yourselves. I specifically suggest that you check out your Venus sign, where your Venus placement is, because this is going to be a Venus direct reading for you and the person that you have some energetic connection with. I started off doing these readings with you and question mark. I then moved into Venus retrograde on a deeper level, and now I'm doing these as a last reading in the Venus cycle, as she'll be moving out of her shadow period very soon, still in Gemini at this moment in time, but she'll be coming out of the shadow at the end of July. So I thought I would just go a little bit deeper with them and see if anything has changed for you, Capricorn, because often when Venus goes forward again, things that have been stuck in our lives start to kind of move again, particularly around relationships. And this has been in Gemini, so this has also been to do with our kind of relationships in our younger years as well, and healing possibly some of the problems, let's say, that kind of got created in our earlier days in childhood. So with that being said, I am just going to jump into this reading. No, I'm not, because I'm going to also say cross watchers. This is a reading for you as well if you are a cross watcher interested in a Capricorn, are in a relationship, want to be in a relationship, or you have recently been in a relationship with a Capricorn. Then you may also want to check out your own astrological link as well, the natal link in the description box down below, to see where your planets lie as well. If this reading, because this is just a general reading for both Capricorn and the cross watchers, this is just general. So if this reading doesn't make any sense, you may want to check out your moon or your rising, and also especially your Venus too. The Venus has taken place, or Venus retrograde has taken place between the 20-degree mark of Gemini and the 0-5-degree mark. So you may want to check out that particular spot in your astrological chart as well, just to see if you've got any planets or points or which house it's in, because that will also have a big bearing and an effect on you on a more personal level as well. When you find out where it's actually affecting you, it can kind of sometimes make a lot more sense as to what's going on in your life. So now, with that being said and that out the way, I am going to show you your first card here, Capricorn, which has come out. And this card came out the other day for the... I'm going to shoot myself in the head. This is an Aquarius reading. It's not a Capricorn reading, and I've been saying Capricorn all along. And the reason I think is because this came out for Capricorns the other day. And so I've kind of got that in my head now. And so I've been calling you Capricorns, and now I feel really bad about that. So I'm going to apologise. I am going to continue because I'm like 4 minutes into this reading. And please, I'm so sorry for keep calling you Capricorns when actually this is an Aquarius reading. It's a reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising. So, as I said at the beginning, check out your natal chart, which will be in the description box down below. But this is an Aquarius reading. But this card did come out the other day for Capricorns, but the other day it was upright. Today, Aquarius, you have got it in reverse, but you could be dealing with a Capricorn, or you could be also on the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius. So you might want to check out that reading that I did for Capricorn as well, because you may find that your message is there. as well as here, or you may find that the two kind of blend together for you to make more sense. Because it is interesting how this card came out, and in fact it came out, it flipped over, it didn't actually come out the pack, but it kind of flipped over, and I thought, no, I'm not going to take that, and lo and behold it came out again. So I thought, okay, it is meant to come out. Page of Water. For me it's the healing card. For me it's a new energy of discovering things about yourself that you didn't necessarily know on an emotional level about who you were, or why you behave the way you behave, or your patterns of behaviour. It's in reverse here, so for me this is saying that there is this kind of, either you're still in this process and this process is still ongoing for you, Aquarius. This kind of time of withdrawing, and I tend to think of it like a wounded animal, an animal that kind of needs its space away to kind of heal on an emotional level. It's usually after, with the Page of Wands, it's usually after something that's been emotionally traumatic, something that has kind of upset your happiness, your joyfulness, your playfulness, and there's a sense here that that's all in the kind of background at this moment in time. A sense of kind of hiding out away from things, maybe even kind of hiding away from yourself at this time, Aquarius, as well, of not wanting to go there, not wanting to look there, because it's also come out with the Seven of Cups in reverse here as well. And today I'm kind of seeing this as all these kind of shells and fishes down here as being parts of yourself that you are kind of discovering. And it can be a very confusing time as well. It can be a very confusing energy of, because I feel as though this is kind of you opening up here, but you're opening up to yourself, like parts of yourself, like I was saying here. And you're not quite sure possibly about kind of which ones you want to keep here, Aquarius. Parts of yourself that you need to let go of, parts of yourself that you want to hold on to. But I kind of feel it is a journey of self-discovery here. And this, of course, could also be for the cross-watcher here as well. This energy could be about both of you together. So I'm going to use one deck of cards for yourself, Aquarius. And you have at the bottom of this deck the Two of Wands, which is saying to me that there's a new vision, there's a new idea, there's something that's kind of got you, or is getting you motivated. A new plan, a new way of doing something, you're rethinking something possibly. But the Two of Wands for me is something that kind of sparks the interest. It's something that kind of makes you want to get up and move and be motivated and kind of move towards it. Your first card that's come out here is Temperance. A card of balancing things up between the silver and the gold cup. For me represent the masculine and the feminine. So it also represents for me kind of the action, the mind, the logical way of thinking about things, which is much more kind of masculine doing energy, and this more feminine, passive, kind of receptive. So it's kind of a balance of the masculine and the feminine energies here. But it could also represent literally two people who may still have this very strong connection here. Can also talk about patience as well, Temperance, and destiny. But I find most strongly for me, the Temperance card talks about needing to keep things flowing within a relationship. That if there is no flow from one person to the next, and I kind of tend to also see these cups as from one person's heart to the other, each kind of representing a cup of like an ace of cups, should I say, that each person kind of brings into that relationship. But if there's this disconnect here, if there is something not flowing, although I'm not feeling that so much because of the fact that it's up the right way, but then again saying that one of these cups is a lot more kind of on fire and more passionate than the other one, but that could just be because this is the masculine energy, the driving energy. So it could be that one person is more driven by this and the other person is not. It's not that they're not driven by it, but they're not so full on about it. Like there's one person who really wants to kind of reach for it and really go for this, and the other person may be kind of holding back here. And this could also be because there is this kind of healing process going on here as well. This person may not be ready at this time. But when it comes to relationships, the flow of communication is really the most kind of important and vital. Unfortunately, my light is doing weird things again. I'm just going to move that around and see if that makes any difference. Kind of, yeah. So, your challenge here today, Aquarius, is the Six of Swords. And for some of you, I feel as though this is moving away from this particular situation. It's kind of moving away from what may have been quite kind of stormy and fiery, and I'm kind of getting the feeling of, what's the word here? What is the word I'm trying to get here? Like when things aren't, I'm just going to pull my curtain over. When things aren't very certain, or like it's all very chaotic, possibly. Something that's been quite chaotic here for you, Aquarius. And you're trying to find, or you're trying to move away. This is your challenge, is to move away from that chaos. And the moon is in the background here as well, which is kind of saying that you need to trust your intuition. And the fact that she's cloaked in this card kind of says to me that there's a that somebody's wanting to do this without necessarily wanting to upset the other person. That they want to kind of disappear. They want to kind of just maybe even stop this communication, stop this flow, this energetic flow of communication here. Somebody wants to disconnect. That's for some of you Aquarians, and for some of you other Aquarians out there and cross watchers, this feels more like this is somebody who's wanting to move forward towards something. And work on something together. To kind of try and bring some balance into this. trusting their intuition to do things in the right time as well, the right timing. The Six of Swords is all about the mind. It's all about thinking processes. And because both, there's kind of this balance here again. If you look here, as I was talking about this card being about balance and flow, this card has literally got 3 swords on either side of this person. So they have kind of balanced things up. So there's a feeling here that they have balanced up there, or they are going to, or they are trying to, because it is their challenge here. It is what's crossing them, is that they want to balance up their emotions. They want to balance up their thought processes. They're kind of wanting to be less erratic and chaotic, I feel. Again, it's that kind of feeling of chaos. They want things to be smoother. Because in their head, they have the 2 of Swords, which I feel is like a process here. Again, she's blindfolded, again, kind of to do with this moon energy as well, which is down here. There is another moon or planet down here. It looks like the moon to me. And because she's blind, or kind of got this band across her eyes, she can't see what's coming. So it's almost like blind faith, blind trust, instinct, maybe over logic as well. Trusting your instincts rather than your logic, because you can't see anything, so therefore your senses are kind of numbed a bit, or you can't, what's the word? You can't make decisions based on your, maybe a biased here as well. Because when we see with our eyes, when we kind of just base our decisions on what we see, we can kind of trick ourselves or fool ourselves. Whereas this is saying to me there's a need to kind of go deeper within here. There's a need to trust your feelings and your instincts in this. It's interesting because these swords always look to me as though they've got these kind of eyes, literally. These eyes here, or even down here on the handles as well. But it is, for me, it's in your head, Aquarius. It's what you're aware of in this situation, is that there needs to be, again, I'm getting this feeling of balance, of something that needs to come into balance here. There needs to be something balanced up, and it needs to be done via your intuition and possibly even your emotions. I know it's the 2 of Swords, and I know swords are all about the intellect and the mind process and the logical process. But today it feels more as though this is about an instinctual kind of knowing, trusting that instinct. And like I was saying, with this 6 of Swords, for some of you it's going to be moving away from this situation, out of the chaos. And for some of you it's going to be moving towards the situation and trying to balance everything up. Okay, we've got 3 cards come out here for the energy that you're working with, or have been working with. You have the 4 of Wands, you have the 8 of Cups, and you have the Page of Wands in reverse. So first of all, the 4 of Wands is saying to me that you're trying to build a future here. foundations. You're trying to build something that's going to be long-lasting, something that's going to be creative, like a creative project. It can be to do with a family situation as well, wanting to create a family with somebody. It can be to do with but I feel more that it's about support today, that it's about support, about wanting to be able to support, or even wanting to feel as though you're being supported, because it is for, again, balance to this side and to this side. So it is this kind of equal balancing energy that I'm picking up here for you. A lot of that today, Aquarius. And for some of you, you are leaving, like I was saying, you're leaving something behind. You're leaving this situation with this Eight of Cups here as well. You want fairness, you want balance, you want reciprocity, you want things to be fair. But I also feel as though you do want support, and you want to give that support. But with the Eight of Cups here as well, some of you are just kind of like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. I just have to leave whatever behind. It's interesting because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cups that are still standing here, and only 3 that have fallen over. So that again kind of says that there's a chaotic situation, but I also get the feeling that it's kind of you could feel as though you're walking away from something too quickly, too fast, that you haven't given it time. But at the moment, Aquarius, you're feeling as though you're feeling as though it's done. Again, that moon is in the background there, and you're looking out away from these cups. You're putting it behind you. And for some of you, again, that is you walking away, completely walking away, or thinking at least at this moment in time that you are walking away. And for others of you, this could be that the situation that you have been in, you're done with, you're over with it, but you want to move forward to something. You want to balance it, you want to rebalance it, you want to rework it, you want to evaluate it. Because don't forget, this is Venus reading, and when Venus goes retrograde and goes back again, she can kind of bring things back round. And for some of you, you may have come to the conclusion that this is over. And it kind of reminds me again, this intuitive, and there's a mole at the bottom here as well. It's a little mole down here. And of course, moles are blind. And this is blind here as well. So some of you may be trusting those instincts and those feelings and that kind of blind faith. Or some of you may feel as though you were led into something by blind faith, and it didn't necessarily work out the way that you thought it was going to, or the way that you wanted it to. We have the Page of Wands here in reverse as well. Page is again young energy, an energy of things that are just beginning to kind of stir, things that are just kind of beginning to become known on the surface of something, like seeing things again with like younger, fresher eyes, but it is in reverse. So there is this kind of feeling here that you're not sure if you can trust this. because you've got this Four of Wands here, so this is Wands energy, and then he's kind of although this is cups, he still has this wand in his hand here as well, as he's staring out there. And then this page has this wand here as well. So I'm kind of feeling, because this is in reverse as well, not only do you feel you may not be able to trust it, but also because you had the Two of Wands to start with underneath after I cut all the cards originally. It's that kind of energy of looking for something new, like I was saying, this stirring, there's something new, wanting to kind of create something different to what has been created previously. And again, for some of you, this is going to be something completely new, something that you're going to kind of go out there and find something that's fresh and going to take you on a journey. And for others of you, it's going to be more about you like I was saying, reworking something, but you're not sure about it. You're not sure about how you're going to do it. You're not sure about how it's going to be received even. The idea of it. And it may also be leaving you feeling, Aquarius, like you kind of like you haven't what's words, feelings that I'm getting here, that you haven't kind of mastered this yet, this kind of, you haven't got the what am I thinking here? Come on, give me a hand. You haven't got the skill set, like the mastery, like you haven't been down that road yet, so you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where or how, when even to approach it. That's kind of what I'm picking up here, thank you. But you do have underneath all this the sun in the place of the subconscious of what you're not so sure of, where this is coming from. And there is the Devil and there is the Six of Pentacles. You're getting a lot of cards today, Aquarius. So the sun energy is like at the heart of everything. So I feel as though this did give you a lot of joy. It's upright. It did kind of give you a lot of joy. It kind of came in to your life maybe quite quickly, Aquarius. Maybe this is something that kind of turned up unexpectedly as well. I've got all the planets in alignment here. Well, they're all in this card as well. So it kind of says to me that it's similar to this card here, this kind of feeling of this destiny. Like this was kind of destined. There's a kind of feeling of destiny, of things had to happen the way that they've happened. But there is this Devil energy here as well. And so you may have found that it kind of brought up a lot of shadow energy for you, a lot of shadow work, which could also be this card here, as I was saying earlier, of having to work through things and heal aspects of yourself, especially with this card here, because that's what I felt that these were here, these kind of different parts of you kind of looking at what you need to get rid of or remove and what you want to keep. And I feel that that's the same kind of energy here. I also feel as though there was a lot of passion, a lot of heat, a lot of sexual desire here as well. But I feel as though this Sun card has kind of brought this clarity around this energy here that you may not have even been aware that you kind of were carrying, or that you were that you had this kind of shadow side of your nature that you up until this point had kind of not really done much with or acknowledged even. It kind of brought out, it kind of, the Sun kind of highlighted these issues that may have ended up causing things to be imbalanced and chaos. This is what I was picking up earlier, was this chaotic energy. Because with the Six of Pentacles here again, it's about balance. It's about fairness, it's about reciprocity, it's about wanting things to be equal give and take. And it could have brought up aspects of insecurity here as well, I feel. Possibly even scarcity, holding on to parts of your, possibly your childhood, your youth, fears, that things were never going to be enough, that you weren't going to get enough or be able to give enough. But I do just feel this energy of like coming out of chaos and imbalance, and with this Devil energy here, it kind of makes sense, and with the Sun kind of highlighting that and really kind of exaggerating it in many ways, bringing it out into the forefront here. But this is what's below, so this is an energy of you not necessarily being aware of what you were working with. And this could also be what the other person has brought into this relationship as well, the kind of what they have made you look at through this relationship. The person that you have an energetic connection with here. Again, 3 cards. What is with you and 3s today, Aquarius? Interesting. The Wheel of Fortune is your first card here, which for me is very similar to this energy of the Sun energy here. The Sun is literally in the centre of this Wheel of Fortune. Like I was saying, it's at the heart of this. This kind of clarity. I just keep getting this clarity and these kind of things being in alignment, you kind of having to work through. You may have even become more interested in things like astrology or any of those kind of more esoteric arts as well, to kind of help you through your healing process, helping you to understand things on a deeper level as well. Understanding aspects of yourself maybe here, Aquarius, as well, that you didn't necessarily see or relate to. But interestingly, the Wheel of Fortune is saying that it's all in divine timing. It's all happening for a reason. This is the energy that is coming in. So it's kind of saying, a bit similar to this Temperance energy card here as well, about the balance and kind of waiting energy, patience. Don't try to make anything happen before the time's ready. like it will happen when the time is ready. If you see this kind of mechanism down here, which for me kind of relates to this mechanism here of how the planets all turn and all move. It's like clockwork. It's literally like, you know, astrology, you can literally look ahead into the future, or you can look back into your past, and planets will be at certain places making connections with other planets, and things kind of have happened at that time, and it's kind of saying to me that this is possibly even something that you are becoming more aware of. The bigger picture as well, the bigger picture of how everything runs and how you can get out of the chaos into a more smoother kind of running of this of your life. Really, it kind of represents your life in many ways, and an acceptance. And it's come out with the Two of Wands, which is the card that was at the bottom of the deck earlier. As I was saying, this new path, this new direction, this new kind of taking this rod here, again 2, and this 2 here as well. So I do feel as though you want to have this balance, you want to have this this kind of connection, with this person. For some of you. Some of you Aquarians are still wanting to work on this. You're still wanting to bring it into your future. You want to bring it into your future, but you want to bring it in a new way, in a new energy, kind of without all the baggage from the past. And again, you have another wand. A lot of fire energy here, a lot of fire energy, Aquarius. You could well be dealing with an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius energy here. Or you yourself may have any of those very highly placed. You may have Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries rising, or Moon, or Venus. Again, check it out for yourselves to find out if you don't already know. But I kind of feel that this is like, if you look here, she is carrying this rod here as well. Again, he, she, it's not the gender, it's the energy. It makes no difference. The Queen of Wands is very magnetic, she's very charismatic. She is very loyal. Once she gives her heart away, she tends to find it really difficult to move on and move forward. So this could be your energy here, Aquarius, or this could be the person who you are in this energetic connection with. And if you look here as well, there is this, I don't know if you can see that, this kind of disc up there in this pillar that's on fire, and it kind of has a real resemblance to me. I'm actually going to get up and show you closer. It looks to me like this energy here of the same kind of depiction. Very similar kind of symbol. But I feel as though this person really lights you up here, Aquarius. They really light you up. It's like your passion, your drive, your fire. And I'm seeing this here I'm seeing these two here because they've both kind of got a wand in their hand here. And they're both kind of looking, they've both got their backs to something, and they're both kind of looking into their future here. This is future energy. And so things are changing. But I feel as though it's kind of something that you've got to give it time, you've got to give it patience. Fire energy also has this kind of attractive quality to it anyway. People are drawn to fire energy. Like I was saying, it's very charismatic. It's very kind of, so it's almost like this energy could just be coming in, like you could just draw it in. Or this person could still just be drawing you in, Aquarius, kind of pulling them back to you. But I just feel that this Two of Rods here is like a symbol for each one of you. But this is more about creativity, this is more about passion and drive, and kind of that you work really well together, that you even could build something like a business together or something like that, because you're both kind of I feel as though you're both really wanting the same thing as well. You're both kind of on the same wavelength here. At the bottom you do have the Tower energy. So there could be a moment of kind of sudden realization here as well. This sudden breakthrough, this sudden kind of moment of that's what it was all about kind of thing. Suddenly seeing things clearly again as well, which could also have something to do with this energy here. So let's see what this person, and this person has got the King of Pentacles at the bottom of this deck here. King of Pentacles, this person knows their worth. This person likes the physical realm. They like their luxury. They like their, they like being able to create, make something. They like being able to build things in the physical world. It could be somebody who's very, they could be very affluent. They could have a lot of riches. They could be very rich in their character or in their or in the kind of understanding of things, because the King is somebody who's got a lot of wisdom. When he's up the right way, he's kind of mastered certain parts of his life. He's kind of reached a certain maturity and has knowledge on things. And this person has got the Justice card come out here, which is upright. And they also have the Eight of Cups over the top of this Justice card as well. So they too are going through this, or need to go through this energy of not just walking away from something, but like really going down into the depths of why they are emotionally, or why they react emotionally the way that they react. It's to do with patterns, it's to do with repeating things, it's to do with the same kind of story that keeps repeating, keeps coming up, keeps kind of reappearing. Each of these cups can relate situations in a relationship, or it can relate to situations that kind of respond to previous relationships that are kind of patterns of repeating behaviour emotionally. And I feel that that's also why this card here, this Page of Water, is kind of upside down, about going down into the depths and kind of discovering these parts of yourself. This person is on this journey, or they need to do that. They need to go on this journey. I feel as well that they're quite logical, that there's quite a strong logic to this person. Again, balance, weighing things up. For me, the Justice card is the card of Gemini. Gemini, the twins. Gemini is all about duality, right and wrong, black and white, as we see here. And the black and white checkerboard kind of relates to the chessboard of life for me, and how we can all kind of play out these different roles, like literally being on a chessboard. How we're more than just one person, and how we kind of have different aspects of ourselves. But I just feel overall that this person's wanting fairness and balance. Very similar energy to yours in a way. The Temperance energy here, of kind of this balance and this, but I feel as though it's coming from a different place. That this for you is more on a kind of more emotional level, whereas for them this is more on a kind of mind, understanding level, logical. It's got to make sense. Whereas for you, Aquarius, it's more about how do I feel about this? How do I feel? Which is also why I think this card is saying the same thing to me here as well. How do I feel? I have a decision, but how do I feel about it? Let's kind of take the logical process out of it. Whereas this person kind of seems to be the opposite. Which may be also why at times you may feel as though there is this imbalance here, but I also feel it's kind of how you also balance each other out in a way. This air and water energy, or this logical and emotional process here. One of you is very logical, the other one is very, interesting. Okay, 3 cards again. Seems to be the call of the day. 9 of Cups in reverse. This is what's in their head and what they're aware of. So they do want this reunion, but they don't see how it's going to happen. They do want you to come back together. They are looking to work towards that, even with the 8 as their challenge and the 9 in their head here. And it's also come out with the Empress, who's up the right way. So this person sees you as somebody who is sustaining for them, fulfilling for them, somebody who ticks all their boxes. You feed them, nourish them, love them. Maybe even help them to understand themselves as well. The Empress for me is permanently pregnant with potential here as well. Because she represents Mother Earth, she represents all that is abundant and all that is, especially when she's upright. I've got the water in the background here that's kind of nourishing and feeding the ground here, the earth, which is allowing the crops to grow. And the beautiful flowers. And everything's very green and very fertile, very abundant, very fecund, fertile, so saying. And even the Empress is fertile as well, because she's permanently pregnant with this potential. So I feel as though it's kind of, that represents how she feels about this relationship as well, that there is potential here, it has potential to be birthed, rebirthed even maybe, and be given life. But they have the Queen of Swords in reverse. So as much as they do want this, and as much as this is how they see you, there is this block, this logical blockage. Because these two for me are very, very similar. Athene, the goddess of strategy, and the Queen of Swords here is kind of sitting on her throne and pouring this water out, which is the emotions. She's not wanting to deal with those emotions. She needs to communicate how she feels, but she doesn't want to look at it. And this is over the top of your Two of Swords, which is for me today all about emotions, all about you going down into your emotions to find out how you feel. So it's kind of this person's blockage in a way is their mental realm, their kind of way of looking at something, and the way that they don't value their own emotions. It's like their emotions are just kind of discarded, just like, don't want to look at that, I don't want to recognize it. Feelings, ugh, what do I want to do with them? So that's what's in their head and what they're aware of. May also, because they've got the Eight of Cups as they're crossing here, they may also be very aware that that's exactly what they need to do here, Aquarius. They need to go right down into the depths of their own psyche, their own soul, their own emotional being, to really look at where they're coming from here. The turquoise dress for me is always about, as she sits pouring away her emotions, it's literally about the kind of heart and the throat chakra. The green of the heart, sorry, and the blue of the throat kind of coming together and bringing up heartfelt communication, all about the feelings. But this person really does not want to have to do that. They really do not want to look at it. So that could be causing a lot of the chaos as well that you're feeling here, Aquarius. And for some of you, why you're leaving this situation as well. Because this person also has the Ace of Swords here. So this is a new cycle. And it's literally Athene again in her kind of smaller form. This is Athene in her kind of goddess, bigger form manifestation. And this is Athene in her kind of more human form, if you like. The higher and the lower forms, which can represent the kind of higher psyche and the lower earthly realm, if you like. But it looks to me like this person is just on edge, ready to do battle. They're just like, that sword is really big. It's the same sword that appears in this card here and the same sword that appears in this card here. But it's about how is it wielded. How is this sword used? Because it can do a lot of damage, or it could do a lot of good. But it's come out upright. It did come out upright. When I saw it on the floor, it was upright, because I remember thinking, oh, that's good, it's upright at least. But again, it's the same barren background as well. There's not a lot of give in this person's mind at this moment. Almost like they have to be on top of this. They have to, and this is their way of doing it. This is their way of being on top and staying on top. Very logical, very, very, almost like strategic. Everything has to be kind of thought through and analysed and kind of scrutinised, and there has to be like a plan, or there has to be, it's like everything has to be exact, is what I'm kind of getting here with this person. And because of this, they kind of cause themselves a lot of trouble and a lot of problems. In many ways, they bring it on themselves, and I know cross-watchers aren't going to want to hear that. But if this is resonating with you at all in this reading, then this is the energy that I'm picking up here. It's like this, for me here, is the storm in the background. And the storm in the background is kind of what this person is kind of on edge about, or is kind of ready and waiting for it. It's like they can't rest, they can't put the sword down, they can't, it's like this constant like need to retaliate, or to be alert. There's always, like in this person's head, there's always something that needs to be kind of fought off, or danger to be kind of looked out for, and worry, strife. But the sword, as I was saying, it can also be used as something that can cut through. Straight to the point, like a laser. You can use the sword like a laser. It's like this person could have very high, I feel they could have very high kind of instinct, intellect, intuitive understanding of things, but they won't let themselves trust it. So it's always a battle. And it's also come out with the 6 of Wands in reverse here as well. So it turns into a battle, and then this person ends up feeling deflated, feeling as though that nothing goes their way, that what they had gets taken away even. Or the lack of victory here, or being victorious, or feeling like they have to do it by themselves, for themselves. So let's see what's underneath this person's energy. Okay. Underneath all of this for them is the 3 of Swords. This is what's in their subconscious. This is where they're coming from, if you like. And they have this energy of and I think this is to do with this Ace here as well, and why they are like this, because something has happened to them in the past, which is possibly also why this energy is here. This kind of wounded energy that I was picking up earlier, the Page of Water, this wounded kind of hiding away energy. This person may not have even dealt with this yet, which is possibly why there's the 8 of Cups here as well. as their challenge. This is real heartache, real heartbreak. Literally feeling stabbed in the heart. Like this person feels as though they can no longer trust their heart. They just can't do that, Aquarius. It feels like it's been done. They've done that before and this is what happened. And this could have been done to them by a friend, family, a previous lover. I don't feel as though it's your energy, Aquarius. It could be, but I don't feel as though it is. I don't feel as though you're the one that's done the wounding here. I think this wounding is deeper than that and goes further back than that, I feel. But I think that that's where all this comes from. All this ace energy. All of this. Is this person no longer trusts themselves, let alone trusting anybody else, I feel. That they don't trust themselves to be able to trust anybody else. Because they have had something that has happened to them previously that has left some long-lasting damage here. And you, Aquarius, may not even be aware of it. But they are closing out this cycle. There is something coming to an end here. It's in reverse. So I feel as though this is something that's going to be a long time in the process. That when this person gets to this point, it's going to be something that's going to take them a long time to work through. Again, balance. It is again about this balance. Both of you want this balance. Both of you want this sense of fairness, and because this is the masculine and the feminine balanced up within themselves in order to be able to move into a new cycle, change the past in the sense of creating something new in the future. Because as everything ends, something new has to come in. But this person could also be holding on to this here as well, like this ending, this kind of ending of this cycle, which is why I feel as though it's going to be a long time in the process. Because I think this person is going to hold on to this. This could be holding on to you as well, Aquarius. But I feel as though this is more about kind of energetic holding on to the path that they've been down, if that makes any sense, and not wanting to kind of close that cycle out. So let's see what the moon cards have to say here. Where's the moon wisdom here for you? A lot of sword energy, a lot of working with the mental kind of processes of the mind, of hanging on to things, which is what I feel about this world card here as well. A personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. And the full moon in Cancer won't take place until the sun is in Capricorn. So that could be saying that it's going to take from now until December, when the full moon is in Cancer, for some resolution to actually be reached here for yourself and this person. And in the meantime, there may just be this ongoing backwards and forwards energy as well, with this kind of temperance. But some of you, I feel, are going to leave this behind. It is a challenge. It is your challenge at this time. And to bring balance back into your life here. And I feel that you need to kind of do that. You need to bring that balance back into your life, Aquarius, for you to be able to have the strength here as well for yourself. Especially if you're going to rekindle this relationship with this person. I think it's quite vital that you balance out your own emotional thought processes as well, rather than bringing yours and theirs in together, which just seems to cause chaos for some reason. Okay, I'm not taking you, but I will take you. Oh, blank. The blank card usually means that something is yet to be revealed here, which could also have something to do with the moon energy that's turned up a few times. How many you got? 1, 2. No, I'm not taking you. So the divine, or the light angel cards here. Let's see what they have to say. Apart from just blank, which is not very helpful. What do you want to tell Aquarius? Light angels. What is it that you want to tell Aquarius and the person that they have an energetic, emotional, mental, physical, spiritual connection to here? What do they need to know? What does Aquarius and their person need to know? Okay, last one. Right, let's take one card from the top, one card from the bottom, and one card from the middle. That's interesting. Because earlier, when I was shuffling my cards, I kind of tend to whoosh them around when I shuffle them. This is the card that came out. It fell out, it fell off the table, and I picked it up and put it back in, and it was opportunity. So I'm just going to pull 3 of these Angel Blessing Oracle cards as well. Okay, you can go in the middle, one from the top and one from the bottom. So like I say, you have opportunity, which says we are all presented with opportunities and are expected to flow with the currents that come our way. Drawing this angel card suggests that something is now being made available to you, and it is up to you to use it to your greatest advantage. Be alert, be aware and be prepared. You can, of course, make your own opportunities. If you knock on enough doors, one will inevitably be opened to you. So you are also reminded to persevere, for it may be that a door which was previously locked has now been opened a crack. Quieten your mind and ask the angels to help you. The affirmation here is, I am ready for all opportunities, which kind of, for me, is your Two of Wands energy here as well, opportunity. And it's come out with moments, which says angels inspire magical moments. And it's the green, it's kind of very green heart chakra energy that I'm picking up there. Also kind of tinged with bits of turquoisey blue here as well. So it could also have something to do with that communication as well that I was talking about earlier. Open-hearted. And then you have fun, which says your guidance is to take time to enjoy yourself, relax and find your sense of humour. Treat things lightly. Fun brings lightness of spirit, and the most difficult situation can be eased if you see the funny side of things. So cultivate a sense of the ridiculous. How can you bring play, laughter and fun into your social life, your relationships, your work life? When you have fun, the angels rejoice, for there is nothing they love more than joy, play, humour and laughter. I lighten up and make everything fun is the affirmation here. I think that's maybe what I was trying to say earlier about you needing to find that balance within your life here, because it does all feel quite heavy, Aquarius. And it's come out with a card of love, and it says angels bless you with love. It's very blue and very kind of purple. So for me it relates to the crown chakra and the throat chakra. The kind of purple ray, the lilac purple ray coming through, the truth being spoken, possibly here. But being done in a kind of light-hearted fashion. Doesn't need to be heavy. Because you also have laughter. And it says laughter is a wonderful healer. It shakes out fear and leaves you feeling happier, clearer and more relaxed. Remember that angels fly because they take themselves lightly. So make light of difficulties and see the funny side of situations. Laugh at yourself and with others. When you relax and laugh, your angels drop in new suggestions and ideas which can transform difficulty into delight. Laughter is the sunshine which dissolves the darkness. So be merry, joyous and fun-filled. And the affirmation here is, I see the humour in everything. Bring it a bit closer. And it's come out with calm. And it says, angels bless you with calmness. So laughter and calmness together. And I just feel as though it's kind of saying that you need to kind of bring in that joy again into your life here, Aquarius. That things could well have been quite heavy for you for a while. It also, for me, kind of relates to this, again, this Two of Wands energy here with this colouring. It's yellow and orange, which is all about creativity. It's all about the solar plexus and the sacral plexus, which is our creative drive, the three lower chakras relating to our physical realm. So maybe that's also something you need to kind of work on, this creative something to do with you wanting to create something new here. Right, well, that's all the messages I have for you today, Aquarius. I am going to apologise again for keep on calling you Capricorn at the beginning, but I do think it was because the same card came out. So you, like I said, may want to go and check that reading out for yourself. You also may want to check out the reading that I'm going to put out after this one, which will be the Pisces reading, if you are on the cusp of Pisces at that end of Aquarius, and if you're on the previous end of Aquarius, check out the Capricorn reading previously to that. Please, if you have liked my video, could you like it up for me, because that helps it to get seen better, it helps to get put out onto the kind of YouTube stage, if you like, and the algorithms can pick it up, and then it gets taken out into the broader world stage of the YouTube channels. Also, thank you very, very much for those of you who have recently subscribed to my channel. I really do appreciate it. It is really wonderful to have you here. And for those of you who subscribed previously, it's great to know that you're helping to build my channel slowly but surely. I'm getting there, and it's very exciting for me. So thank you all very much for being a part of this, and please could you tap the bell to get videos as and when I put them out as well, so that you know when they're coming out. And I think that's everything. I'm just going to finish off by saying I wish you all the best, Aquarius. Please stay safe and keep anybody else who you can safe. Take care of yourself, take care of anybody else around you who you can, and hopefully I will see you again soon.